So, if you skipped the 5-minute video that I posted last week, I don't blame you. Literally, all that you missed was us going back to the Queen and going, hey, do we, have a plan? And she said, absolutely not. Here's some side quests that you can do instead.
Great. Just passing time while we wait for somebody to think of literally anything. My favourite kind of video game activity. It's very, 70% through Mass Effect 2 energy. Also, what?
Oh, well, you see, it's been a while since we did anything that was maybe less tasteful than the average joke, so we're gonna make a bunch of fat jokes here.
Cool. Very cool. Like, how many times did they feel the need to write out the entire word path surrounded by asterisks?
Yes.
I see. Okay, well,
They refused to sign the family tree until we managed to get them to reunite them, to get them back together.
Well, this seems fine. Oh, sorry, was the vinegar related to this, or was that just you bringing up a menu?
No, that was me bringing up a menu by accident.
Okay, good. I was about to have questions. I mean, not that I wouldn't run away very quickly from the wrong kind of vinegar with a lot more enthusiasm than I might run otherwise, but... Okay, so we really are just pushing her.
Yep, that's what we're doing here.
That's good. That's very good. This is fine. Well, at least we got 2 signatures for that garbage.
Thanks, game. That's great. That's great. I hate it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, by the way, do you remember that one guy, way back in the pastry village who was just, hanging out, at the start of the thing and was like, yup, loved me to eat some sweets?
Honestly, no. I remember other things about the pastry village.
Right, okay, well, they were that guy's wife and daughter.
Okay.
So, very classy all around here.
Video games.
Anyway, we were kind of rudely shuffled out of here after finishing the fight with Giacomo. And that's a little unfortunate because there is some extremely good shit in this house that we can rob.
Right?
I mean, I guess technically it's not robbing. It's
I mean, maybe this is all part of the bequest.
Right, so yeah, if it was Gerg's cabin, I guess technically that makes it our cabin now.
Right? I mean, that's the law. That's how this works. But yeah, I do kind of love, and possibly by love I mean the other thing, that particularly JRPGs love to do, where there's stuff happening in an area, and it's plot, there's cutscenes, and there's just items. You can see them everywhere, and then the game just makes you leave. Well, I bet you're gonna be looking for the exact tiny first possible opportunity for you to come back here and get all that stuff you missed. Looking at you, second chakra materia in Final Fantasy VII Remake. Video games.
So yeah, aside from 2 extremely good swords for Callus, we also have this guy, which is...
Confused.
Yeah, confusion is the one that actually makes your numbers move around. So that is a pain in the ass, especially when you're at rank 6, which means you have 5 seconds to immediately determine what kind of combo you can do.
Very important question. When numbers are moving in confusion, do they start always at the same place? Or do they start in a randomized orientation on the card?
I believe they start in the same place.
Because that implies a strategy for power gaming.
But yeah, but in exchange for that, it gives you immunity to literally every ailment, and a hefty chunk of stats. Anyway, here's a ghost ship.
This is fine. Let's cautiously, calmly investigate. Also, that was some model work by the game engine there. What is scale, even?
Where are we?
I don't know what I expected.
So you remember how the last time we were on the Goldoba, it was filled with everybody's favorite enemies, the robots that gave you shitty status ailments?
I definitely remember that. Also, I feel like we were just talking about status ailments quite recently.
Okay, now stay with me here. But what if we did that dungeon again, but this time with skeletons?
I mean, there's an implicit follow-up question here, re the skeletons. Are they...
And what if those skeletons also took the time to, like, shit on Lyude every time you talk to one?
Well, I mean, that I can't really object to. I mean, I was gonna go with, do they also like to inflict a lot of irritating status ailments?
I mean, no, but they do that thing that the skeletons in this game do, where they're like, haha, I can just revive it, I can revive an enemy. And then that enemy gets a turn and says, I can revive an enemy. And then everything that you've done is gone.
Oh, that's much worse. Well, I confess, I did very briefly have hope for this dungeon when I thought the gimmick was going to be statuses and we got the thing. But, nope.
Yeah, that's just a piece of equipment that everybody gets. Like, in the process of doing everybody's side quests, we will get a skull whatever for every party member.
Neat.
So, the traitor finally returns.
I mean, returns is relative.
Look at what's happened. Take a good look at what's become of the Empire. This is all your fault. You betrayed us all. The darkness took us all.
No! It wasn't my fault!
Whether you admit it or not, you played a role in ruining your homeland.
Okay, so we've gone from your fault to you played a role.
Your life. Everyone knows you're a traitor and a coward.
How dare you! I would never hope for the destruction of my homeland. Never!
Your hopes are irrelevant. It has already happened.
Ah!
So we've gone from you hoped for this to your hopes are irrelevant.
Hey, Lyude. You okay, buddy?
I feel like these phantoms aren't very good at this whole psychological warfare thing.
Didn't you hear the voice?
The voice? I didn't hear anything. Anyone hear a voice?
Maybe it needs to be a war crime for them to be good at it.
That means only I heard it speak. But how?
The great Mizuti feels strange spirits running around. This place is spooky.
I agree. We should leave as soon as possible.
I second that. But will they let us leave?
I mean, I hadn't noticed it before, but now that you pointed out, Great Masuti, yeah, there are a lot of ghosts here. I mean, damn. How did I miss that? So, like, what's the deal here? Is this just a point A to point B dungeon? I don't really recall an objective.
That's because there really isn't one. Basically, we just wander around until we find all of the hallucinations, and then we just fight the boss.
Thanks to you, Lyude.
Alright then.
You must be proud of yourself. Proud to have extracted revenge.
Valley.
You always hated us, our family. You hated us all, deep down in your soul.
That's not true. Why would I hate you?
Why indeed? Don't play innocent, Lyude. We hated you. We despised you. Of course, you knew that, didn't you?
Don't pretend like you never knew, Lyude. We never cared about you. Not in the least.
Okay, the ghosts know they're not supposed to diss on themselves, right? That's
You didn't deserve to be loved.
that's how this works.
No! I tried. I wanted your love. I did my utmost to earn it.
I mean, I feel like it says everything about Lyude that he's actually in any way affected by any of this.
Yes, what you did to us speaks for itself.
No, that's not true. I really...
Voice actor's really going for it, though.
Why did it ever come
Yeah,
to this?
he's doing his best to sell this.
Hey, Lyude, what's wrong with you? Take it easy.
I tried. I tried.
This is bad. He's losing it. What's happening here?
We have no choice. We have to move forward.
Yes, we have to find an exit.
The great Mizuti feels something malicious. It be trying to spook Lyude.
Oh, you think?
I mean, I would say we've gone past the realm of try and into has succeeded.
Like, seriously? You should have tried to stop it, rather than opposing, which, as we all know, means, well, I didn't think that one through.
Anyway, now that we've, explored every room, the next time we go back into the center room, we will immediately be thrown into a boss fight. So, it would be in your best interest to make sure that you have some sleep protection equipped before you leave this room.
Oh, this is one of those times when the game is being considerate and telling you things.
Oh, no, not at all.
Like, not even a save point.
No, there's no save point in this dungeon at all.
Great, good. Fantastic.
And it's not going to tell you there's a boss fight coming either. It's just going to be as soon as you walk in that door, it's just going to be like, all right, motherfucker, boss time, go.
I guess we're really setting a tone for the endgame, huh? Hang on, is the game doing that thing where it's gonna spend the whole, like, all of these side quests, like, annoying you with status, and then you get the thing from the side quest that helps you a lot with status, and then it's not useful again?
No, not really. I mean, like I said, we got the skull earrings. We could equip them on Lyude. But, you know, his current earrings already have 100% sleep resistance, so who gives a shit?
Well, alright. Well, how bad can this be, right?
Oh no. It can't be. Stop it. Just stop it, please.
Lyude, why didn't you help me? Why did you abandon me and flee? I had always been there for you, stayed by your side, watched over you.
Stop. This is too much. I can't bear it.
You didn't help me. You don't love me or anyone. Not even the ones that loved you.
And it's a good thing nobody can remember in the slightest bit of detail what actually happened in any of those cutscenes. Otherwise, this would be quite awkward for the Ghost crew.
Isn't that so, Lyude?
Yes. You're right. I have no right
I
to
mean,
be
to be
wrong.
fair,
I
apparently
have no
nobody
right to
else
love
can
another.
see these voices, so, you know,
You betrayed your
this is entirely in Lyude's head.
your family. You watched the ones who
I mean, you'd think he would remember all of that stuff.
to live with yourself, Lyude. What hope could you have left in your shameful life?
I no longer know. What should I do? How could I possibly go on?
Dude, I don't feel like she's talking to you in good faith here.
Come with me. I will ease your burden. You will be happy. Come.
Like, I'm sensing a little background noise of
That is
deception
the only
here.
answer to your question.
The only answer to my question.
Lyude, answers are not to be given. You must find them yourself.
That voice!
To find the right answer, you first have to find the right question. Remember, always see with unclouded eyes.
For a second there, I forgot that
Unclouded eyes.
the cursor on the text box
Wisdom comes
was
from
actually the
having
cursor on the
an
text
answer
box and wasn't
ready.
just something hovering behind Lyude.
Yes. Wisdom comes from having an answer ready. When you ask yourself the question.
Wait, what?
Lyude and Almard have a very interesting definition of wisdom.
Right?
Answers are not to be given. One must find the right question. The right question.
I feel like I can almost kind of see what they're
But
driving
I
at
always
here,
thought
but
of you as
yeah. Well, they tried.
yes. The answer was there all along. I won't join you.
Alright, folks, plan B. Oh, hey, it's this thing again.
Ah, but are you ready for Space Worm level 3?
Defeating on the
hang on, it put the article in the Great Mizuti's title. That's not on.
Come here from another dimension when Core Hydra Castle appeared.
I genuinely think at this point that somebody like I think that at this point that is an actual localization like error.
Yeah, I imagine the article situation would be different in Japanese. I don't know. This definitely seems like the kind of weird thing that a localizer can screw up, and I know just about enough about how scripts in video games work to know that the title in the text box is usually just there right alongside the line, and you can make that thing whatever you want. Which is why they were able to do the whole gag with him changing a name to Mizuti in the first place. It's kind of how that works. Oh well, hit me, what are we actually up against?
I mean, not much. He's a big angry worm. He's got a bit of a nasty gimmick that we'll see later, but right now, the star of the show is Class 6 Callus, who now has a 5-second turn, but a 9-card limit. And you can make some very big numbers happen when you can just keep throwing cards at the problem.
I mean, 9 already is a pretty big number in this context. Hell, 9 is at the root of all big numbers in JRPGs.
I think, specifically, if you can manage to do a straight all the way either up or down from 1 to 9 or 9 to 1, I believe it's something like 120% damage increase.
Uh-huh.
So, like, yeah, you can make some very big numbers happen.
It is a big number. That seems fun to manage to actually pull off. I bet a person can go insane trying to set up a deck, trying to engineer that kind of a circumstance.
But yeah, that's about all that's immediately of note with this guy. He's Dark and Chronos, so Light and Wind are the order of the day. He can cast Golden Symbol for a big defense increase, which is as fun as it always is. And, are we gonna... No, he's gonna use Golden Symbol again, because fuck you, that's why.
Yeah, that seems pretty annoying.
We will at some point see what his gimmick is, but it would appear that he would rather just sit there and do nothing for a while.
I mean, you can just sit there and make yourself invincible. I mean, or at least try to. Seems like a solid strategy, honestly.
Ah, here we go. So, what he will do is he will start with a short combo, and then he will immediately follow that up with a second combo on the same person. But this one, he will close out with an attack called Symbol of Slumber, and it will put you to sleep.
Makes sense.
So, what the idea is essentially that by putting you to sleep on the second attack rather than the first one, theoretically, it actually takes away your second turn. Or like, it doesn't let him wake you up by attacking you, so it technically takes away your next turn, on top of giving him a free hit on you.
Very good times. JRPG's breaking out the bullshit.
But yeah, we don't have time for that nonsense. We're just gonna hit him with Lyude's new toy, Rhapsody. It's a pretty solid light finisher.
Huh? Wow, sometimes cards are just not playing along.
Death count is exactly what it sounds like, by the way.
No, you don't.
Oh, and you can combo into that as well.
Yeah, but yeah, you can see how the play is supposed to work from the enemy perspective, right? He puts you to sleep, and then at the start of his next turn, he hits you with death count, then he puts you back to sleep.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun, unless you do the exact thing that pretty much just neutralizes it. Which I guess is JRPG endgame.txt, so I don't know what else I expected.
Rest in peace.
Anyway, it feels appropriate to have Lyude send off the big space worm.
I mean, he even says rest in peace. It's like thematic or something. Well, you guys are not really very good at this whole haunting thing. It must be said. Like, what even was the point of any of you? Like, you all understand that you're going to have to go back and justify yourselves to whoever the hell sent you here. Because, look, we went to all this effort to send you here for a haunting, and this was the best you could come up with.
Thank you.
You guys are worthless. Like, you actually left him happier than he came in. Is there a more complete failure for a ghost crew?
Let's get out of this creepy joint.
I hear you, kid. Let's go.
Sensible observation number 1 of the episode. Well, that was worthwhile.
Yeah, so that was a nice little jaunt onto the haunted spaceship. So, next up on the docket, we're gonna... Oh, look at that! It's War Crimes O'Clock again.
Oh man. Thought we had more time than that.